Okay, I am up. I have no idea what that is. I'm from broadcasting. I am clueless at the moment. I don't know if anyone has already started joining in. Let's see. Yep, nobody's in yet. Well, you are viewing what I am viewing, apparently. And you can see so much inception in here. Anyways, and okay, cool, no problem. No cameraman, nope. Chats is fine. Maybe we'll change the screen share a bit. I believe I should just put up a new window just so I can get. You know what? Even better, I'll just. We may have some technical difficulties. Just hang on a bit. Okay. All right. Okay, so welcome everyone. I guess whoever is watching. I know this is going to be broadcast and recorded on YouTube, but let's just get the show on the road, I guess. So the first things first is I'm just going to screen share and show what is up on to the screen. Hold on, if I can figure this out. Sorry, this is like a completely new me as using out Google Hangouts. Okay. Ionic Framework. So let's just go and take a look at the website. All right, so this is the Ionic. Oh, that update complete. Yep, thank you, Panda. Yes, everyone, I'm using Panda antivirus. Haha. Anyways, this is Ionic Framework. Create incredible apps. Ionic is the beautiful open source front-end SDK for developing hybrid mobile apps with web technologies. So basically, whatever it is that you know of using HTML, JavaScript, CSS can already be found using Ionic Framework. I don't know if I am getting some. Hold on, give me a minute. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm still a bit fuzzy. Again, not really an expert in all of this. This is my first time using Google Hangouts on air, especially in 2016 with plenty of new feedback. So, performance obsessed, Angular and Ionic. So, like I said, Ionic Framework is like a front-end framework where you can just build your apps just by using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then put them all together and you create your own app. But Ionic is actually powered by AngularJS, and with all the styling, it's built with Sass. So right there, Sass and AngularJS. So it's just a really fast forward way of actually just building your app from start to finish, getting it done. Then there's Angular and Ionic native focus. So basically, looking at using a native app push into iOS and Android. Just drop it in your code to get going and push through Cordova or PhoneGap when it's ready. Develop once, and deploy everywhere. So that's the beauty of Ionic Framework, is that you can actually do all of this just by building it one time and then just put up dependencies, install them, show them all over to Cordova and PhoneGap. Then beautifully designed. Of course, you have to stay within the guidelines of material design, whatever that is, the material light design. And then we have the iOS standard. And then to actually run this, you have to use a lot of command lines and lines commands. So to actually first start off with, you need Node.js to install npm to actually manage all your packages. Then you just install -g Ionic. Then you can start creating apps. Ionic Start my app. Then it's already created an app, a template, actually a blank template. Then you're good to go. Fun to learn, of course. All you need is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and it's built by nerds. So you can go ahead and go through GitHub and see if you can actually implement or add new features or build some products all around Ionic Framework. So it's just more than a code; it's an ecosystem. You get all of this and much more. Of course, Ionic Framework has created some extra tools. For instance, this Ionic Creator, where you can prototype your apps, but it doesn't actually, add that real creator feel. But it's great to actually do rapid prototyping using this. Simply just drag and drop stuff, whether it's a form, side menu, buttons, what do you want to do, padding, scrolling, a few other things. You can upload your images. But like I said, it doesn't give you that fluidity of changing to whatever customization it is. But if you just want to do for rapid prototyping, it'll be this. The creator is something that you can download and install on your computer. It's available as a browser tool, apparently. Ionic IO Products Media Creator. I've created one app before, but it wasn't really to my liking, so I deleted it. So yeah, there's some testimonials, getting started documentation. All right. Well, before I actually get started, I'd like to actually see if there is. Let me just do a quick check. Hold on. All right. Sorry, just really nervous about this one. Not really into it. So let's continue on to actually just building an Ionic, to build an app using Ionic. So I've already downloaded all the dependencies, made my own npm, downloaded the npm, installed the Ionic. But for tonight, I'll just create a little short, simple app through a simple food app, I suppose, food searching app, and it will be fresh from start. So where do I put all my stuff? I usually have htdocs in here. So prior to this, I already made an app before, but it's still in progress apparently. A few more things to be added, changes. You know how it is. So yes, I'm also using XAMPP. Let me see if I can just add one more folder. I'll just name this as foodie, I suppose. Right. So I have a new folder, foodie, and I'm just kind of yeah, you weren't supposed to see that. Maybe I'll just switch over to using Agent Yes. Yes, I have different profiles in there. Okay. Right. I think the camera just switched over to my face again. Let me just screen share. Back to this. Actually, it has to be on the entire screen now. All right. So now you're seeing everything on my screen now. So. All right. So don't know if everyone can see it. Let me see. Get my phone. Okay, let's take a look here. Hangouts. Let me see if I can try and get a few of my friends in. Okay. That's odd. That's odd. No, apparently someone tried to join in, but they couldn't join in because they can only watch for some reason. I don't know why. Um, Anyways, I'll just carry on. You know, I'm really a really good teacher when it comes to actually have a full classroom with a lot of people coming in, and then just start looking up at what I've been doing, how I teach them, and all that. Uh, as a as a teacher with actually a proper material, actually I haven't prepared anything. I don't have a script. I don't have a lesson plan because all this is actually meant to be informal. Everyone can just come in, watch, talk, hang out. Yeah, create some conversation going. Anyways, that's just that. So when I'm actually here on Google Hangouts doing this, it's feeling really different. I mean, I'm talking directly to a computer. Okay, so I've already changed my directory to the foodie folder that I created, and then what was it? I forgot. Hang on. Ionic Framework, because I remembered it's just something with Ionic, like Ionic. Maybe I'll just do Ionic help to give me a little bit of list of commands that is available. So, of course, you can always take a look at the docs. It'll give you everything that you need, the whole overview, the CSS components that you can use, etc., etc. Oh, look, cool, and there it is. Okay, so here's all the Ionic commands. Nifty, huh? Okay, I think it's not showing me everything that I wanted to see. Okay, I suppose I could try. Oh, hold on. Getting started. Okay, so npm install, I already did that. Ionic start my app tabs, that's what I can do. So over here it already has that start command with whatever options that I want and to a path with a template. But since I don't want to go to that deep, I'll just go with start and the name of my app, then whether if I want tabs or blank or side menu. So that's what I'll do. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, Ionic Start. I want to call this as food engine, food recommended. I'll just do Grub Hunter. I don't know. Grub Hunter, I will go with a blank one. So we're going to go with something completely blank from scratch. Or I could just do a side menu. Not really sure. What do you think? I'll just go with blank. Okay, so Ionic Start, Grub Hunter, blank. Then all you gotta do is just run the app just to take a look at it. I'm not gonna add iOS or build iOS since I'm running on Windows, obviously. And then just build. So right now it's just building everything from the GitHub. Put everything up together. Yep, updating, initializing. It'll run the whole thing, the whole setup, all the dependencies that is needed to create this Grub Hunter inside my foodie folder. Why do I put a Grub Hunter inside a foodie folder? Is because I put all kinds of materials in there. It's what I actually do for any projects, is to actually have one project folder, and then inside it would be the actual assets. And then after all that, uh, I can put in like different resource materials in there, all the pictures, um, content-wise. I can put them all in draft, put them aside to a different folder, but inside the same folder as Foodie. But all my development work will be inside the Grub Hunter project folder instead. So everything's really neat and organized. That's what I normally do, lah. Let's see. Hey world. Yeah, I'm a hipster. I don't say hello world. I say hey world. Take that. So yeah, still initializing Cordova project. Man. Oh, cool. Alright, so it's already created my project. So some quick tips. I can cd into that Grub Hunter. I can set up this project using Sass, develop in the browser with live reload with Ionic Serve, add a platform. So if I want to add it for iOS or Android, but at the moment, since I haven't done those yet, I might as well try build something first. Then I could just add those platforms. I can build my app, simulate my app, run my app, and so on and so forth. Okay, so last one is that it's going to ask me if I want to create an Ionic IO account to send push notifications and use this Ionic View app. This is for that if during your development stage and you want to get some quick reiterations, get some people to actually test out your app while you're developing, this would be actually useful. But since this is just for fun, I'll just put no. If you do yes, you will have to upload all your files up to the Ionic IO account, which is live cloud. Then then for them to test out your app, they would need to install the Ionic View on their mobile device. So if you have Android, you have to download Ionic View. If you have iOS, you have to download Ionic View, and then they will have to go to your URL, either scan a QR code or something, or just open up a link, and they can start accessing your app and just start debugging or testing or something. And if you once you, the developer who actually finish making those tweaks, you can send out push notifications. Yes, we finished this. Fix that. Fix that. Yeah, so it's nice. The View app just landed. Preview your apps. Invite anyone. Yes, yada yada. Generate splash screens and so on and so forth. Okay, so I already have my foodie in here. So I'll just, if I were to take a look at what's inside, it has Grub Hunter. Okay, so if I were to cd grub and take a look what's inside, it has all of this, or rather, yeah, I'll just show you on the folders itself. Grub Hunter, there it is. So this is everything in it. Okay, so if you want to actually develop, so to start development, you don't actually have to touch all of this. You can just go into www and then start working on through these resource files. Okay, CSS, image, JavaScript, lib. Inside image, you only have this Ionic PNG preloaded. Thank you, Ionic. And then we have CSS, JavaScript. Okay, we have this app.js, lib. Well, basically library, and it has the Ionic library, the Ionic.css fonts that you can use, JS, which is basically Angular JS. Drop down to Ionic, Ionic icons, and so on, and the version of the JSON. And we have the index.html. So normally, if you were for anyone who wants to just start off without using Ionic, just open up index.html and you can actually see it. So right now, this is the Ionic blank starter. This is what it looks like. Of course, it's completely blank because what's inside it, if I were to open up quickly with Notepad, just that, yeah. Say title, Ionic blank starter, etc., etc. But for my preferred IDE at the moment, I'm trying out different IDEs at the moment. But at the moment, I am using NetBeans. Yeah, my NetBeans is my preferred IDE of choice. I hear a lot about Sublime, so I might try that next. And then I could go with Vim. I don't know. Right now I'm just taking things slowly, just trying out one at a time, finding out what works for me. NetBeans so far is cool, but there's something wrong with the connector with NetBeans to my Chrome. The NetBeans connector app, it doesn't seem to work, or keeps crashing. I don't know why. So that's pretty bad, especially. So NetBeans, I'll create a new project. Okay, Cordova application. Oh wait, no. Yep. Okay, use HTML5 application. I don't know why either. The Cordova application on NetBeans also doesn't work. I have yet tried to debug it myself. So I'm just gonna go with HTML5 application with existing sources. Going next. Find the site root. What am I doing? I should just go here, copy and paste. Yeah, right. It's awesome. I could just do that, right? I'll just do that. Right. So project name, Grub Hunter, finish. So the point of this Grub Hunter would actually be uh, a way to actually look for food. When you get the munchies and you just want to eat something, or you don't know where to eat it. Like you want a beef burger or something, but you don't know where you can get some beef burger that's closest to you. You just happen to be around. Say I'm in Tutong and I have no idea where. This will go to 100 and this will click. Right. So let me see if I just do this. Yes. Now, if I were to change this title to say Grub Hunter and save the index.html, it will automatically change that. So you basically see a live reload of changing one to the other. Pretty cool, right? So it even logs what's been changed. I don't know how this is going to work if we were to work as a team. Like I were to build up on this HTML and someone else were building up the HTML. We're not using Git or repo, but we're working live together. Exchanging HTML5 files or something. It would be chaotic, but yeah. I wonder what happened. Ew. Hold on. Entire screen. Share. Present to everyone. Yeah, could have been missing. Yeah, kind of sad that I didn't actually catch that. I only noticed it from the back side of the screen. Anyways, so right now it's sharing the whole screen. I don't know where I missed, but I'll carry on anyways. So I already created up my project, and over at NetBeans, and this is the index.html file, and this is the live local host, and I've already started on the Ionic server. So whatever changes I make here will actually show here on the local host. So if I were to type in inside Ion content header, some more headers, I suppose. Welcome to Grub Hunter, and I'll put a little description of what this is. This is an app for indecisive eaters. And I save, it shows up there. Cool, right? So as you can see, it's just as simple as HTML code, and it will just show up onto the Ionic screen. So if I were to do the same thing, so I could just do this whole thing with HTML, but of course we want to leverage the power. We want to check out the power of what Ionic can actually do as a framework. Like if I were to go to the documents and going to docs, because inside here we have all kinds of components, CSS components especially. But before that, let's go over to the overview. Take a look, take a look, take a look, take a look. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Looking for it. And nope. Okay, so yeah, definitely CSS components. Basically, what I'm trying to help you. What I'm trying to find is this. All these kinds of div classes, all the classes that are already available, really responsive and all that. So if I want to use, say, I want to use this bar balance. I like green. Green's a nice color. So bar header, bar balance as a class, and I put that up onto here, the grub hunter. So I go instead of bar stable, it would be bar uh what was that? What was that again? bar header, bar header, bar column. Okay, bar header, bar column, and I go save. Oops, save this. It goes blue. Oh, that's bar column. I'm supposed to go bar balance. Okay, so yeah, it's a little minor stuff to actually to remember that a simple word can mean a completely different thing. So we have something like a balance color here, balance green. Pretty neat, right? So Ionic CSS component, awesome. Of course, that the more that you scroll within this doc, the one on the right side will actually show you a little bit of example of what it looks like. Like for instance, the subheader. So if I want to have a subheader below the header, it will be actually typed out like this: bar subheader. Then the content, of course, this is what it looks like if you do H1, H2, H3, and the paragraph with the link footer down there. Now my little grinding gear thing would be actually that I can't see this phone completely in full. So, taskbar, Windows taskbar is blocking most of it, so I had to zoom out a bit so I can just see. So that's what it looks like in full. Cool. So, but the fonts here seems to be a little bit all adjusted up. Anyways, bar footer. If I want to add a bar footer, it's as simple as just adding in. Let's see, div class bar footer. And then we have button class button clear, so much buttons, and it's pulling right if I want to. If I wanted to pull right. So right. Yeah, the completion in NetBeans isn't really helping a lot, but it does get me my job done. That's one thing. Yeah, right there. Button pull right. If I don't pull right or button clear. It's right there. Maybe it's supposed to be inside the Ion content. Not entirely sure. Nope, it's definitely outside the Ion content. It's supposed to be in its Ion footer or something. Nope, it's definitely outside the Ion content. As far as I know, we're supposed to be working inside the Ion pane. Let's see if I were to take a look at pane. Oh, the pane, I can't find it. Utility, grid, tabs. Nope. Content footer. Footer reaches at the bottom of the screen that can contain various types of content. Footers can have the same color options as the headers. So I could just go ahead to say bar footer and say bar. Ooh, look at that, bar balance. And then it will actually show up as green. Yep, as I expected it. Then we have the whole. Then we have the rest of it. Different kinds of buttons. As you can see, button light, button stable. Oh, oh, why did it close down? Why did you run away? Why? Ah, there it is. Okay, so display inline block buttons, full with block buttons, different sizes, outline buttons. It's almost everything that you actually expect it to be. Oh look, there's also buttons in headers. You know how you wanted to have those side menus or the extra options in here where you want to search or edit or log out or something. Yeah, you can have that's where you can have this. So bar header, and then inside you could have a button and a button. So around my title, where's my title? Around my title, the H1 class title. We could just add a little bit of button here. So button class equals button icon ion nav icon. Curse my big fat fingers. And then do another button class. And name this as button. And I can name this as what? Search. And you can take a look at there. Side menu and search. So I could do that. Another one would be if I were to change the search as a actual magnifying glass. I can do that through here. If I can get the icons. Yes, Ionic also has icons. There it is. So icons, or rather, somewhat like that. It's got the icon and then whatever icon it is. So we have all these different kinds of icons available. Maybe if I were to go up a bit, sure, nope. Hold on. It's not that easy to actually look for things that you need. There it is. Ionic icons, ion icons, and then we have a full list here of what you want. So let's take for instance the search, which we're searching search inception. So we have here search. So you can choose which search you want. Search icons. I'll take this. Ion search. The difference is iOS. Yes, this is iOS, and this is Android. You see, kids, this is why design is so important. Anyways, Ion search. I will add that in. So instead of this, I will use Ion search. Ion search. Look. Of course, I can give a little bit of space there, or I can just get rid of the whole thing just to save space. Right, just like that. Oh, all right. So, yep. So just actually kind of jumped from CSS components to Ionic icons. Let's go deeper. So I want to create up the content and my personal favorite would be to actually use cards to actually wrap around text and content. So to do that would be to use div class card, then make an item, and then text wrap it. Because last time when I actually just did a div class item, the text kind of overflows. So I'll show you what I mean. So if I were to wrap this up, div class equals card, come on, card. Okay. And I take this close here. Let's see what happens if I just do a div class card only. It gives you a card, cool. But as you can see, it's really close to the edge of the card. So to give that little feel of item, you add a div class item surrounding the whole content. Div class item. Now let's see what happens if I don't do the item text wrap. So much for indents. Yep, completely screwed up all the indents. Yeah, so yep, that's what it looks like. Now what if I do a quick one? I like using this little hack. If I just need some random text, it will be this one equals rand 3. I get 3 random texts of paragraphs that I can just blurt out and put inside projects that I want to do for prototyping. So there's your little Easter egg right there using Windows. So I'll put in another paragraph, right? And close that. Let's see what happens. Yep, you see? With that item text wrap, it overflows to the right. It doesn't go down. I don't know why. So if you do this, item text wrap, then the whole thing wraps up. Really nice looking. So that's why item text wrap is actually important. So at that time I was kind of confused. Why? What happened to all my content? You know, it just disappeared. It keeps going right. Anyways, moving on. Then you can also add card headers and footers. So if I want to say I want to put this welcome to Grub Hunter into a header of the card, I could just do that by using item divider. So put this one up as a divider instead. Div class item divider. It goes like that. Now what happens if I do P instead? Changing the H1 to paragraphs, since we know that we set this one as a card header. And it looks like that. So I suppose it does matter if you set up as a header 1, H1, or P. So there it is. Welcome to Grub Hunter. And then of course the footer, if you want to put up a footer. Then you have your card list. So if you think about putting up card lists somewhere around, this is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, item icon left, ion card, and so on and so forth. Card images. Yeah, card list. This is what it looks like. So I'm not going to show everything, go through everything. Let's just continue and move on to actually finishing up the Grub Hunter. I may not have a lot of time, got other responsibilities to do as well. So this is going to be a short one. Maybe I'll put up a part 2 to this, where I can also cover up the utilities and how to actually deploy this into different apps, if I can figure that out along the way. So NetBeans. Here we have the app for index.html. Now, what if we want to create new from other pages? That's where we actually have to create different www stuff, which is the index, I think. Hold on. I also made it for this one. So other than so Grub Hunter is my latest. As you can see, it's a completely new project. But prior to that, I was working on this other website where I'm also creating this other app that I'm also creating apparently. Templates. Yes, we need to create some templates. So with these templates, I can then start creating stuff. So inside www folder, create a new template folder, template, and then inside the template would be a few other HTML files. Okay, I'll name this as a food list, I suppose. Yeah, food list. So remove all this because we don't need it, and then start working on this. Surely I could have just used something like the side menu when I started this up, but I like to try and take things from blank, because in the previous project I was working on a template called side menu, but now that I'm starting from blank, I like to try it again. So body ng app starter. So this is where everything starts. Okay, the starter ng app, the Angular app called the starter, and it's being controlled by this app.js. So I'm just going to open this up, app.js. Where is it? It's a JS folder, obviously, app.js. So there it is. So Angular module starter, Ionic on the Ionic platform, and it shows all of this. So Cordova plugins, keyboard, you can hide a keyboard, keyboard disable scroll, and so on and so forth. So this one, what this does is actually show whether we're working on Windows Cordova with Windows Cordova plugins keyboard to actually get everything hidden away from our development. I'm just going to play a little bit cheating here. Just take a look at my previous projects, app.js, of how to actually reroute. So basically, we have to do this. Okay, .config with the state provider, and then end with this. Otherwise, can reroute to wherever it is supposed to be. Eesh. Okay. So where was I? Right, that means. So back to, so this is the app.js for my other app, JJDQ. Then this is the app for the Grub Hunter. So I'm just gonna copy and paste. Yeah, I cheat. I mean, who doesn't copy and paste from Google or somewhere? If you don't, then you're probably a hipster. Okay, so it's after the status style bar. Status style bar. Okay, and then closing it off. So state provider, URL provider, state provider. That, then ended with another curly brackets, which is already there. And okay, yeah, that's pretty much closing. Just want to double make sure that I have all the I have all of the closing and opening. Don't know why there's an error. Expected. Interesting. Let's see what happens. Oop. All of that seems fine. Let's take a look. Right, because different stuff in here. So I'm just gonna grab this. See what happens after that. Right, I need to change the menu here. Food list.html with the controllers, but since we don't have a controller yet, I'll just remove that. Yep, whatever the app is, and then rename this as foodie list or food list. State app URL food list. Yep. Okay, I am. Whoops, wrong one. Wrong Chrome. Wrong Chrome. So if I were to do app food list, I get apparently. Why is that? Like I said again, I'm not really I am not an expert in this yet. I've only started playing around with this about three weeks ago, and I don't have a lot of time to actually to continue playing around. But I make time. So if I were to take oh yes, the food. I did not save you. That is why. But just in case, I shall add ion content and just put some thing in it. Ion content. because I'm too lazy to type. Just copy and paste. One. You know what? Let's do the card thing. Div class card, and take that as well, and take that. All right, and then P. This is the food list. Food list. Right. So I have that. So if I were to switch this up, so app the food list, where the URL is that. Okay, I suppose I could do that. Just make it to food list. Templates. Is this in templates? Template. I prefer to actually just rename the thing. Oh, what have I done? Okay, so apparently it caught an error, so I'll just try that again. Ionic build. If I just want to build it, just use Ionic build, and it'll just run the whole thing, build the whole thing, then no platforms. Oh, right. It's not Ionic build. It's Ionic serve. Wrong command. Wrong command. There we go. So back to this. I add food list. Let's see what happens. Darn. Also not working. I'm sure there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. I think there's a problem with this part. I'm sure this is. Oh, your router provider. Yep. Yep. Hmm. Yeah, it's like 10% development, 90% debugging. State provider. State. Yep. You know what? I'll just grab from here to here. So if there was something missing, and all I gotta do is just edit from here. Instead of otherwise, I will just comment this out. Get rid of the controller since I have not declared one. This has food list. There's no content ID. I will name this as foodie, I suppose. I have the foodie TOC menu content. That's the URL. Food list. If I were to go back to the root, it works. It works no problem. Yeah. Food list. Cannot get food list. I wonder why. Hold on. I am going to figure this one out. I know there is something wrong with my app there. Template URL templates. It's part of the views. Food list HTML and content. How did this one work? Right. And there's this. URL router provider. Ionic starter the controllers. Nope. There's something wrong with this one. Expected an operand but found a period. Is it not supposed to start with a .config? Or is it because of this? There we go. Yep. Nope. Nope. No. There we go. Oh, close. I think. I have to food this. URL state provider. The status app. Because I'm sure it's just as simple as adding in a config and then reroute. Menu content templates foodless. Menu.html. App controllers. And probably there's a little bit more somewhere. Let's take a look at the controllers. Nope. Controllers don't do much. You just declare a scope apparently. Where am I missing? Okay, there's the templates. There's the app. Because that's usually how it works, doesn't it? App.js. URL. Something else is here. Expected but found another error. Okay, let's do a little bit more debugging. Okay, that's correct. Okay. Yeah, they're all correct. I got all of it. But something is saying that there is another. Nope. Expected a comma, but found that. What would it be? That one. Nope. Got this. There's a comma somewhere, I think. Views, menu content, template URL. Yeah, it's these things that I'm really stuck with. Yep. Again, wrong window. Something. If I were to put up console, there's an error at line 38. Yeah, that's another beauty thing about Ionic is that you can also do debugging without using the dev tools here. You can just use it on your command prompt. Good. So console log output is already enabled. It caught an uncaught syntax error at line 38. which is practically that. Well, that's completely useless. Where am I missing? Ionic bundle. Goes at something about the bundle. No. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a person trying to debug in real life. You're not gonna. This is not something that you see on television, where films actually show you how easy it is just to debug, just typing a little quick command line, and uh, you get that. You know how easy it is to actually fix up these issues. But if I were to play rubber ducking, app.foodless, URL foodless, templates foodless, is supposed to do that. Somewhere it's not showing me what I want to see. This I know is working. If I were to switch this off, say to quit, and I were to run a different Ionic, I need to go back, cd to my Jari, cd to my Jari Kugen, then Ionic serve to be a completely different app. And there it is. So if I were to click on any one of these links, it actually brings me up to that side. So that's how the URL is supposed to look like. Duh. Oh, so much for trying to copy paste, huh? Oh crap! Yeah. Yeah. Okay. CD. Okay, going back to the Ionic. Yeah, it's not easy to actually switch between, but let's take a look at if we can actually make this one work. CD grub and Ionic build, Ionic serve. All right. If this doesn't work, luckily I did not bet on anything. Could use a little bit of help here. Anyone? Nope. No one's alive. No one's around. Okay. I'm on my own, I guess. Such a lonely world. Alright, well, I'm stuck here. I may need to go hit the docs again or read up on AngularJS again. But more or less, everything is actually pretty snazzy, especially with the CSS components. The JavaScript side, of course, as you can see me struggling, I may have forgotten how to use AngularJS again, especially in the basics. So I may need to catch up back on that part. The JavaScript part, of course, is controlling by the view control pattern popularized in such frameworks. So it's just using that, the JavaScript UI library. Then we have this action sheet, different kinds of usages. Yep. So Angular module, whatever your name of your app, scope, show, function. You declare a scope, hide sheet, share this, move, delete, modify your album. So if you're on iOS, this is what it actually looks like. For Android, I'm not sure. Then we have the backdrop, retain, release. backdrop over the UI, and a few other things. Content, scroll, delegate. Oh, if you were wondering how I actually did the this slide, it's as simple as using Ion slide, apparently, slide box. But I hear that in the new Ionic 2, right now it's version 1.2, there's a deprecated API apparently, right there, deprecated API. So we can't really depend on the internal behavior of this widget. We'll be moving in the next release with based on in favor of Ion slides, because right now we have Ion slide box, Ion slide, Ion slide. Yeah, that's how you do it. So blue, yellow, pink. You can see the GIF, animated GIF here, blue, yellow, pink. And it's all in one HTML. Then you have these different APIs available: delegate handle, continue, autoplay, show pager, pager click, and so on and so forth. Spinners. So Ion spinner, so you can have different kinds of spinners, especially for those forms or data that requires a lot of load or a longer loading time. You could have these. So these are especially available. Just add in Ion spinner. So yeah, icon. Let's take a look at the CLI. So what is a command line utility? Of course, it's a terminal. For those on Mac or on Windows machine, we use command prompt. Command prompt. So everything you actually need to use to build up the Ionic framework. You gotta start learning how to use command line utility. Otherwise, it will not work. So install, start. So to start, you can use these three named template starters. Apparently, they only have these three. I was hoping they would have more. Tab, side menu, blank. I don't know what else they would get. There's some repo starters that you could use, and there's a CodePen URL starter. So if you feel like you could contribute to actually building a different kinds of template starter, especially on GitHub, you know where to do it. Just contribute. Development and testing. Testing in the browser. Live, reload. Excluding lib. To change this, you can specify watch patterns. Yep. Ionic setup says. Yeah. Ionic serve lab. To use it, just run. To test your app in a phone frame or iOS and Android platform side by side, to use it, just run. Ooh, I might try that. Let's see what happens. Let's close that and do Ionic serve -- lab. Ooh. Yeah, this is news to me. I have not seen this before, but that is nice. Really, really nice. All right, let me try that with my other app. That cd cd Ionic serve -- lab. Nice. Not really not very I see. Okay, well that's I suppose that's is as simple as just type in a simple command line like that, Ionic serve -- lab, and you can have two different emulated platforms available in your browser. I wish I had known this before. Really, it's pretty neat. That is neat. So you might be guessing I'm still experimenting, trying all this out. I kept saying this over and over. I'm not uh, I'm not an expert. I'm just trying things out as I go along. Icon and splash screen. Resources icon, resources splash. So if I want to actually make my own icon and splash screen image. This would be interesting. Automatically generate icons and splash screens from source images to create each size needed for each platform. In order to copy, in addition to copying each resize and crop image in each platforms. Oh, so yeah, because two different platforms of Ionic and iOS and Android require two different kinds of images that should be resizable down to different platforms. I suppose that's what that is for. Uploading and viewing. Yes, this is what I was talking about, the Ionic IO, where if you were to upload your project, you can then have it tested out by your friends on the Ionic View app. Yeah, have them download the Ionic View app. If you grant their account permission to your app, they can then select the app and run it just as if they had installed it. Yep. Css. Gathering environment info, using other browsers, and a few other things. All right, so I take it that I don't think anyone has managed to come into this hangout. As I can see, there's completely empty. No Q&As, no chats. Yeah, so like I said, this is my first time doing Google Hangouts on air, and I'm actually quite dry. My voice, kind of losing my voice here right now. And a lot of these things that I've just shown you are just practically me just trying it out. I'm also just recording this out just for my educational, for my own personal education purposes, so that I can refer back where did I get stuck, how did I overcome it, and maybe there will be a proper tutorial on how to use Ionic Framework. So by the time that I get to be an expert, Ionic 2 would have been out and released and stable by that time. So yeah, you can try out Ionic Framework. Just go over to ionicframework.com, try it out. And if you catch me up on Google Plus or Twitter or Instagram or wherever you can actually catch me on social media, hit me up. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. Learn it together, share our lessons. Maybe we'll get maybe we'll be able to get something. All right. So I suppose I'll just stop here for now. So signing off.